Um, well, my first thing. Okay, I mean, I grew up. I was born into a Muslim family, and so I pretty much spent the first half of my life as a Muslim. However, uh, I went to boarding school when I was about 11, and the first guy who was assigned to me, he's actually a reverend today. Um, First day at school, he talked to me about Christ, and I kept thinking, please leave me alone. Um, I just want to be in school. I just want to be a normal kid. But um, he never relented. We happened to be in the same sort of like the same house, and he kept talking to me. Every time he saw me, he kept talking to me about Christ. And then about round about I think fourth year at secondary school, I was at boarding school. My mom was seriously sick, and that really I think was the real trigger point. She was sick for about 18 months. We were convinced then she was going to go, but for whatever reason, she was kept alive. They took her to all the specialists, back in Nigeria then. Not much happened. And then one night at whilst I was at boarding school, we were supposed to be, as you probably know, was supposed to be preparing for what we call prep. So you go for evening to private study and all that, but we couldn't go because there was a blackout, and so we had all decided to stay back at the school dormitory, and and what generally tended to happen then was people just freestyled with songs and all sorts. But I wasn't in the mood because I had a sick mom at home. Wasn't sure if I was going to go home and meet her dead or what. But that evening, I think I decided, I kind of made a deal. It was midway through 1990. I made a deal. I said, okay, I've been hearing about this Jesus. Because I'd done all the prayers I knew to do as a Muslim. I'd recited all the surahs I could. Not much happened. And I made a deal that evening. I said, if you can fix my mom and make her better, I will turn to you. And that was pretty much the trigger point. And somehow she got better. And the final piece of it was early in 1991. She got flown out of the country. She had a series of operations, and she came back about 11 weeks later. Now my mom had been partially paralyzed for about 18 months, unable to walk herself, and for the first time in 21 months, I saw her get out of a vehicle, reach for a handbag, and walk into the house unassisted. I mean, it took another 3 years before I actually finally told Jesus, okay, yeah, you know what, let's sign it, let's finalize this contract. But because it was an act of desperation, but for me, it was a result, and yeah,